Hi everybody, today is Saturday, May 27th, 2023, and this is episode number 23 of Running with Scissors, Stitching with Jane and Julie. I'm Jane.
And I'm Julie. Welcome.
In the year of our Lord, 2023.
I'm like, is it episode 23? I almost think it should be like 24, but it's not. But we're going to start.
We'll go with 23 today.
It is Saturday.
All day.
All right. Well, this has been really, you know when we had that 4-week hiatus where we didn't do anything?
Yeah, 2 weeks feels like that now, doesn't it?
No, 2 weeks was like, I didn't even get to do anything. It's like, I almost long for the 4 weeks where we had all the time to do the things. And now I'm like, we're videoing and it's like, I got nothing to wear.
We can do 4 weeks for next time.
Oh, I don't think our people would like But let's get started. We've got, as always, a million things, at least in my head. I don't know about yours. How full is your head? Sometimes when I come over, I tell Jane, can we just sit here and like, don't you wish we could just exchange?
Yeah,
discs?
like on a flashcard.
Yeah. Just put in and then just sit and absorb each other's week instead of trying to put it all into words. So, but I would like to ask you, Miss Jane, since I've not really even talked to you, a couple of texts. That's about it. Did you get any stitching done? Because I'm dying to see what you did.
Well, Julie, thank you for asking. I didn't get a lot done, but I have a few things to share. And I have an update on the coffee dye thing that I'll share.
Very exciting. Yeah. I hate that. She was really, really busy. I was really busy and overwhelmed. And it's like I sent her a text message that says, give me some sign that you're okay. And I get an emoji back.
You get the thumbs up. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. The last 2 weeks have kind of been crazy.
Yep.
All right. So I did some work on, just to remind you, this is Shepherd's Bush, a full heart.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And I struggle with these. I'm struggling with these hoops. And here's my progress.
Very pretty.
We have grass, everybody.
Do you have sheep in or are those?
The sheep are on the other side.
Oh.
I see. The conspicuously blank side. This is a hedgehog.
Oh, I saw that. Well, you can't see what I'm pointing to. Oh. It's a splotch in the fabric. I thought it was a sheep.
It's part of the beauty of the fabric. Yeah. The splotch that's in there.
Oh,
so that was that. I felt so proud of myself. So my sister was here visiting for a few days, and she's a big baseball fan, just like my husband. So we watched a lot of baseball, and filling in that side of the grass was perfect because I didn't have to count.
Yep.
So that's that. And then this is, what is it, Jane? This is The Robins Are Here by With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais.
A little bit more progress.
I'm close to a finish, I think.
Now I want to start mine.
Here's my progress.
How cute is that?
I have another couple of bees, I think, that I need to stitch, and then there are some white kind of blossoms that are kind of splattered around. But a really fun stitch.
So cute.
Yeah.
I think I need to start mine. That's all in DMCs, did you say?
This is a combination of DMC and Fancy Floss.
Oh, okay.
So I'm using all the called fors. It is on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha.
I have
1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads.
And I have that, so I could start that. You bought yours as a kit.
I bought mine as a kit. Yep. And then what is this? This is...
She's got her little tags on there so she knows.
This is Shepherd's Bush, Goodness and Grace. And I finished the basket.
Ooh.
Yep. So here's my progress.
Oh, that is so cool.
So I have a little bee to stitch up next to the bird, and then I can move on to the bottom.
Oh, there's a village.
Yeah, there's a
show that
fence.
Kind of like
of course, there has to be a sheep in a house.
I like it just the way it is, but the other things really zhuzh it up.
Yeah, it'll anchor it, I think.
Yeah.
So, and then it's just a joy to stitch on. It's a nice color palette.
And that's with silks, or is that with?
It's a combination of silk and cotton.
But a kit.
And a DMC. Yep. Using all of the called fors that came in the kit. And then, I think that pile is about to go somewhere. Then I spent a lot of my stitching time on modern folk embroidery, IAB 1817, aka the Rosebush, not the salt box sampler.
No offense, Carol.
No offense, Carol. And for all of you that prayed for me so that I wouldn't go to hell after telling the Pontius Penis story, thank you very much. I have not been struck by lightning yet.
No.
But we're not out of spring storm season, so you never know what's going to
happen.
happen.
After that video, after we finally got off the video, after our 8 seconds of whatever, we just looked at each other. She goes, I don't think I should have said that. But
I know I can't step into a church anytime soon. Sorry. This is my progress.
You got all the way across.
I got all the way across the top. Yep.
Oh. And that's a feat in itself.
It really was.
Yeah.
Now, if I can get all the way around to the bottom and the border somehow magically matches up, that would be great. I just love it.
Are you going to trim any of your yardage off yet?
Yeah, I probably will trim. I want to get a little further on the border because there are some motifs that stick out a little further.
Okay.
And then I'll measure like 3 inches out and I'll trim it down. But just a reminder, I'm doing this on 36 count Tephra by Cedar, River, Linen, and Design. And I am using the Roxy Floss Co. thread pack.
Beautiful. Just beautiful.
It's a joyful stitch.
And you said that's like my red deer, where you can't put it down.
I just don't want to put it down. I really had to force myself to do other things with my stitching time, but I think I spent probably a good, solid, I would say 3 days, but the days for me are 2 hours after work. But,
well,
yeah,
it's surprising how much you can get done when you really sit to do it.
Yeah. So my biggest struggle with stitching these days, if I may share, everyone.
Yes, you may.
I like to have my things drum tight. Just like my jeans when they come out of the dryer.
Your jeans?
Not anymore. But I don't know, these days, for some reason, even my sweatpants get kind of tight when they come out of the dryer.
I don't think I've worn jeans since I was like in elementary school. And they had elastic.
Oh my God. And so I bought some very sturdy, very nice hoops. They're Hardwick Manor hoops. But like any product made out of natural materials, they're not perfect. And so there are some gaps. And so they don't hold the fabric super tight, which means I have to wrap them with cotton twill. Not a big deal.
You bought the twill.
I bought the twill.
As we're all looking over to where the twill is. We know where the twill is.
But it's another little project that I have to do in order to make things better. So then I thought, well, I'm going to just move it to scroll bars. Well, a couple of pieces are so big that the scroll bars would be a little unwieldy unless you stitch with a floor stand. And I unfortunately can't do that right now. So now I'm back to Q-snaps.
Okay, so you put that in a Q-snap when you work on it and then take it off?
Yep.
But you've done that for years.
Yeah.
Before you got on the hoop train.
Yeah, but the hoop is so much more enjoyable other than the fabric not being tight, because you're limiting your movement and it's a comfortable stitch, whereas, you know, it's an 11 by 17 Q snap and I'm bonking myself in the head. I think I have a concussion. Anyway. So, woe is me, everyone.
I know the troubles we have.
So it really is problems of privilege. I mean, I shouldn't even
real world problems, as Bella would say.
And then I restarted Spring Moon. If you remember, I had some progress on it, and I didn't like the fabric, so I gifted that, or Kate adopted it. Kate, yes. I would love to see your progress. So this is Spring Moon by Plum Street Samplers. And I restarted this last night, and I'm doing it on 32 count Steinbeck by Needle and Flax. I'm using all the called for, which is a combination of fancy floss and DMC. And I'm using 1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads on 32 count. Oh. So
are you happy with the coverage?
I think because I'm so used to stitching Shepherd's Bush kits, which are all 32 count fabric and 1 strand of silk or cotton or whatever it is, the coverage looks fine to me. Okay. I decided that after stitching Peter and Peep on 32 count with 2 strands over 2 fabric threads, I don't like the way my stitches look with 2 strands. I don't really like the way they look with 1 strand, because I have like such a complex now from Pam and Steph, who have these immaculately perfect stitches.
But you did a proclamation. I am no longer going to stitch with 2 strands.
I'm not going to stitch with 2 strands. Yeah. Sorry, y'all. Oh, I shouldn't say you all. Somebody left a comment like, I just get such a charge out of it when you say y'all.
Well, she was from Texas.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry, I have a brother in Texas. He says it to me all the time.
My daughter says y'all, and we haven't left Minnesota. I don't know why she does.
I'm trying hard to change my ways.
Oh, you don't have to. She thought it was endearing. It wasn't a criticism.
I'm not really sure. Maybe she was just being Minnesota nice in her comment. Anyway, here's my small start.
Very nice.
And the star that's up on top, like the quilter star, you can see it much better in person.
I see it. Yeah.
Than you can see it on the camera.
Well, wait. So I'm not on my board game. There you can see it.
Yeah.
Way cool. I love that rabbit.
I love the rabbit too. The floppy ears just kill me.
Just love it.
Yeah. So I have a small start on that.
That's a very nice start.
Thank you. And then
will you show your tags again?
Sure.
Just because I just think it's so clever. I know she's not the first one to do it, but
yeah, they're just 1 1/4 inch split key tags from Amazon.
Avery.
Yep. And then I bought a bag of the little light bulb pins. I think you get 1,000 in a pack for like $6.
I said, Jane, I told you, Jane, I have those. And you go, yeah, I just ordered some. And it's this bag of 1,000.
I've been looking around the house for things to pin. But I didn't want to put them in the zipper and then wear the finish off the side of the zipper. And a lot of bag makers, you know, curate things to put in here. And I didn't want to interfere with that. But yeah.
Way cool. I just love that idea. I too want to do something with those key tags. I have not yet purchased them, but I will show them next time because I know what I'm going to do.
I'm going to take some of mine if you want.
Well, no, I want 1,000.
Okay. There aren't that many key tags, but there's an ample amount. And then I wanted to give you an update on my toddler hissy fit about coffee dyeing. The floss for Plum Street, this I know. There are 6 colors that need to be coffee dyed. That's what the designer intended. And as with most things, it took longer for me to have a toddler meltdown about it than it did for me to actually do the coffee dyeing. So I did it in between meetings yesterday.
Like you just dipped it in your coffee, or?
Well, my coffee has half and half in it, so I thought
that wouldn't have been good.
Like dilute it, but anyway, here are the coffee dyed colors.
Oh, they are beautiful.
Yeah, they're definitely muted and they've been vintaged, but very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I brewed a cup of coffee in a like a Pyrex, whatever, glass measuring cup.
Did you put, okay, now I'm going to get technical here. Did you put like a pod in? Because you have a Keurig.
I used 1 pot of Keurig.
And you used the smallest cup setting? So
I used the largest.
The largest.
Yeah,
okay.
The largest because I didn't know, I mean, it's only 6 skeins, but I didn't know how much it would absorb.
Okay.
And you know, when you get on a roll in between meetings, you don't want to have to stop and brew another cup.
Yeah.
Because, oh God, how hard would that be? My biggest thing was some of the colors before they were dyed are very close together. And when my brain is taxed, like it has been, probably since 2018, I mix up numbers. I don't normally do it, but when my brain is really stressed, 721 becomes 71, 3689 becomes 39. I mean, so I made sure, and then, you know, there were a couple others.
They were close.
That would be close, that were close before. Mm-hmm. You know, they're both blues and then kind of these like peachy. So I made sure that I didn't dye colors that were close together in the same batch. But anyway, I soaked them in the coffee for 5 or 6 minutes, hot coffee, took them out, rinsed them under cold water until the water ran clear, 30 seconds maybe at the most. Squeezed all the water out of them that I could and kind of shook them a little bit to separate the strands. Okay. And then I took a piece of parchment paper and put them on a baking sheet, and I wrote the Floss color numbers across the top of the parchment paper, and then laid each hank or group or whatever under their color number. And then I stuck them in a 175-degree oven for 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I took them out after 10 minutes, and the ones that I did a better job of like separating the strands, they were probably dry. The ones that were still clumped together weren't. But I didn't put them back in the oven. I let them dry overnight on the parchment paper.
Okay.
And then today I put them back on their floss drops.
Then my question was, because she told me this when we were in the green room prior to taping, I said, did you just stick the whole, like pull the little paper things off the DMC and put them in? And she said,
no, because I had prepared them because I didn't realize I had to coffee dye them. Right. So what I did was I took them off the skein and I used a floss winder. This one I got from R&R Woodworks KY. It's a lovely couple that makes amazing things. Floss winders, scissor holders, chart holders, some quilting supplies. So I took it out, the bands off, I wrapped it around the floss holder, and then just cut it.
On one end.
On one end. Or in the middle, wherever you want to do it. And it basically then gave me this length.
Which are 18 inch? Is that what
These are 18 inches, yep. And so this is what I put in.
In the coffee.
In the coffee, yep. So easy peasy. I'm embarrassed that I had a meltdown about it. I'm not going to do it. I don't want another project when I have to stitch. I just want to stitch. I don't want to know.
There she is. There's the real Jane.
Easy. Very, very easy.
Well, so, I know. I thought the same thing. I'm like, I don't want to have to do that in order to do that. And now I know it's that easy.
Well, I'll make you an offer. Come over with some oatmeal cake or some brownies. Yeah. Somewhere where I'm like motivated to make coffee, and we'll just pound it out.
Well, you made coffee to dye. I made coffee. That's why I asked the ratio of the pod, because my mom made my guy's birthday was on Thursday. Happy birthday,
Happy birthday.
Tom. And she made his favorite cake, which is, seriously, I took cake decorating for like 4 years, and he wants a Duncan Hines yellow 9x13 cake. I'm like, that is not fancy.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, it was really good. But actually, that's a whole this isn't a baking show, so I'll tell you afterwards about the cake mix. Anyways, I changed it up a little bit.
Ooh.
The frosting my mom used to make to put on that was amazing, and she took 6 cups of powdered sugar and 3/4 cup of Crisco and a 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, and she thinned it with coffee. Now,
coffee
so we
always
call it,
enhances
yeah,
the
so
color, but
we are like,
tastes
we always call it the Choco, Latte, Mocha, whatever anybody says.
Sure.
It's got 9 names. But see, back in the day, she would just take her electric percolator and just pour a little in. Well, by then it was like noon or 1 o'clock. That
Sure.
coffee had been there, so it was really strong.
Yeah.
So how do you make really strong coffee when you have a Keurig? So I asked Tom, because I like, just like tan water. I'm not a real strong coffee drinker. So he said we had French roast and dark roast. He goes, use the dark roast because he's tasted them both. He says that's stronger. And then I just made this 6-ounce cup on the Keurig. So it was really strong. That's why I asked, did you use a strong for the deeper color or,
you know what?
Or whatever?
It never even occurred to me.
Oh, well, maybe because I got this fresh frosting thing in.
My
Anyways, with the
attention
frosting,
to detail is
with the
horrible.
frosting, you thin it with the coffee. And it's amazing. It really is. And each time it's a little different depending on how much you actually measure. So anyways, it was just like a coffee-based show today.
Oh.
So yeah, I'll make the oatmeal cake, and then you make the coffee, and then we'll dye my floss for that, because I've got that pattern too to stitch. So so it's my turn.
What did you work on, Julie? That's all I worked on.
Well, I've got a list. Highlighted. The highlight of my last 2 weeks was, if I get this all in the right sequence, we went down to the Minneapolis Convention Center. Our granddaughter, Bella, received a certificate of completion at the Hennepin Technical College graduation ceremony for, I have to read it because I get it wrong every time, Fluid Power Engineering and Motion Control. Rock on. Which is hydraulics and pneumatics. So to see her walk across that stage with her graduation cap and gown on with all the hundreds of adults. She's a junior in high school, and she finished this course of completion, and next year when she's a senior in high school, she will continue in this college program, and she'll graduate with a 2-year college degree. So way to go, Bella. She's pretty and smart. So it was just
full meal deal.
It was just a really,
that's awesome.
All the feels you feel as a human grandparent. And then we took Catherine and Bella and her boyfriend Cody out to lunch. So it was a whole day family event. So that was a very big day.
That's great.
So, and I didn't even stitch that night because I just sat there and just basked in all that it was, because it was a very special day for us.
Oh, that's great.
So I did work on in the evenings all my stuff. Come Said the Wind. This is kind of like Sarah. Hi, Sarah. From Sarah Stitchy Spot has a focus piece. Yeah. Your focus piece is going to be
the saltbox sampler. the Rosebush sampler.
Mine is Come Said the Wind. So I had to look at the last video because I thought I've stitched on this every single night this week.
Look how beautiful.
And it's like endless. But I did over here, I put in the red and the and the orange, and I did the center, and then I started this one. And, you know, like I've said over and over, don't let just 3 colors fool you.
That's a lot of stitching.
It's a lot of counting.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's the same thing repeated 4 times, so your brain has to think differently. But this is what it looks like. Let me get this up there nice.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And you're doing this on 36 count Cyprium.
Yes.
By Picture This Plus.
Yes, thank you.
1 strand of floss over 2 fabric threads.
And the flosses are the called fors, and they are weeks. Dye Works. So yeah, that's a lot of stitching.
It's gorgeous, Julie. And it really is gorgeous.
The only thing is when I finally get this last corner done, then I have to either commit to beads or over one, because the saying is over one. I think I'm going to do the over one, because I just, the way my life is going, I will have that thread wrapped around every stinking bead on this thing 100 times. So I think I'm just going to save the beading for
And when
last.
I do the over one, like on the shepherd's bush things, I have to break it up. So I do some of the over one, like a couple of letters, and then I have to go do something else and then come back to the over one so that I don't drive myself
Well,
crazy.
this is all over one on 36 count. I don't even know if I can do it. You may have to do it.
Yeah, I'll do it for you.
You can do the over one, and then I'll work on the shepherd's one.
Okay.
I'm going to give it a try.
Just be prepared. My X's are not going to look like yours.
Well, I don't even think it's going to form an X over 36 count. Well, I
might have to practice in the margin.
Yeah. And then I worked on, because I didn't want to just have one thing to show, the pressure you put on yourself for entertaining.
We do it for y'all.
Yeah, we do. Is this, this is, I have no idea what that is. Where is it? Oh, here it is. This is Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery, Little Red Schoolhouse Pinkeep 1862.
It's so sweet.
Yes.
It's just such a sweet piece.
It's just delicious, if I do say so. I told Tom the one thing I recall that I don't like about samplers is the alphabet. And this had it both big and small. So it was really fun last night that I could do this bottom row and brought the sides down. So now I'm ready to scroll up. I had to put it on scroll rods because I didn't want to have hoop creases.
Yeah.
So, and I have that little thing. So, so now I get to do all the little motifs in the schoolhouse. Excuse me. Then I went to the fabric store. So
oh my goodness.
This is one fabric that I bought. I think might be the winner.
Beautiful.
For the backing, because I'm gonna, and there's the other one. So, you know what I think I might even do? I'm thinking, is I might do a pillow back that looks like this, where the top half is the check and the bottom half is that.
Oh, it would be beautiful.
I've seen some finishing. Well, I'm gonna, I love pillows. I know how to sew. I've sewn since I was 6, I think.
Apparently she didn't have a pair of purple shorts that needed a zipper.
Well, here's the thing. Just a little quick story. My mom was so glad that I didn't grow up to be a fashion designer because I would make Barbie doll clothes out of scraps of fabric from her house dresses. She made her house dresses. And I didn't understand the dynamics of a crotch. So for Barbie...
For some of us, the mystery still remains. When John Mayer did that song, Your Body is a Wonderland. Yeah, mine certainly makes me wonder.
But, you know, Barbie's, the fashions in the 70s were tunic tops with pants, right?
Yeah.
So I would make the Barbie tunic top long, like just above the knee, and then I'd make pants. Well, I didn't know how to do the crotch, so I just sewed 2 tubes. And I put them on the doll's legs, and then her little top, it was darling till she bent over, and then her whole...
Why are your Barbie dolls bending over?
Well, to pick things up, you know,
Okay.
or to sit, you know.
That's what Ken is for. Come on.
But they had straight legs. Well, I did have one Barbie with
Didn't you
bent
have like
knees.
Skipper or Midge that could do it? The younger
we couldn't
kids?
afford the Skipper. I didn't get a Ken till I was older. But she's like, you know, oh, I'm so off topic. Remember Carol Burnett had Bob Mackie?
Yeah.
The clothes he designed were
Carol
so
Burnett
outrageous.
and Cher, I think.
Yeah, so outrageous their costumes were for the times. Now, this is the 70s. So she was like, God, I'm just, you know, that I didn't become a designer like Bob Mackie, or all of us would just have tubes on our leg.
Anyway, it should still be a mystery, folks.
Yep. So I know, okay, I got off subject. I know how to make pillows. I just don't like the way they look. So I'm so excited to finish this so I can do Vanna Pfeiffer has a pillow tutorial.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to do that, and I'm real anxious to learn how to do, because her finishing is amazing.
Yeah, she really is
really amazing. So that's what I have.
And, you know, the part that, so I can't do any of it, but I watch her tutorials sometimes on Sundays when I'm stitching, and sometimes I get so mad because she makes it look so easy. Well, and I just know. I mean, I had a toddler fit over coffee dyeing floss.
Well,
can you imagine me trying to make a flat fold?
Well, the thing is that I told you I'd have you and Catherine come over and just learn the basics of a seam, because a pillow is 4 seams, but it's the little tricks and the little. That's what I need to learn. So I'm really excited about doing that. I'm upset that I didn't get any finishing done. My Red Deer frame has been picked up from the framers, not the frame of mine to frame.
No,
I just wasn't, you know, with gardening and mulch deliveries and birthdays and graduations and
the plate's a little full.
Cooking and baking, and it was it was a lot. So, can I say one more thing? One more story? Can I? Okay.
Yeah, I think we have plenty of time.
I feel like I'm doing all the talking again. But everybody has a bad day. If you close your eyes and think of your bad day, everybody has them, right? Well, I had several bad days strung together, and that's kind of not real common for me. I could not get myself out of it. So I thought, not today. I'm not doing this again today. So I went down in my office and I got lost in fobs. I beaded in silence for 5 hours. I sat there. I had to just work everything out. Mm-hmm. And, we're talking 168 fobs later. Now, before you call an intervention on me.
Might be too late for that. I just sent up the bat signal.
That's what's on the ceiling. I set aside like 75 or 80 of them for an event I'm doing in September. But the other ones, what I do is I give a little scissor fob, a little beaded fob with a scissor charm and a heart charm, from Jane and I as a thank you for watching the Flosstube when you place an order. So on top of this last 2 weeks, I was again totally taken back, just mind blown that 3 days after our video aired, I had 44 orders.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. I'm not complaining. It's just a fact. We're a fact-based show. And then last week I had 14. Wow. And so it's like,
amazing.
What blows my mind is I'll get the email from PayPal saying you've had a payment posted. And I'm like, for a very substantial amount, I'm like, what is this person ordering?
There's lots of goodness there on the website.
You know what I told Tom? I said, is it going to be like, I expected to open up and say, well, she wanted to take the heart out of hardanger, a white-handled scissors, a Catherine, a Bella, a plain and simple. She needed some quart zip bags, a bottle of ranch, 3 cans of corn, and a box of Raisin Bran out of the pantry downstairs. I'm like, are they buying out of that? What do I even have left?
Yeah.
But I do. I have product
That's
left.
amazing.
And I just want to thank you so much for continually placing orders from me. And I wrap something in each order, and you get a fob. So now you want a fob again? Because I used up the majority of the fobs in this last week.
Bring them over.
We'll have it with cake. Cake, coffee, fobs, and dyeing. Yeah, that'll be a big day. So, okay. But thank you so much. I just wanted to say that.
Thank you, everybody.
For everything, for doing that. So, now what? What do we got? Finishes?
I have a finish.
You have a finish? Let's see your finish. I have one old finish. You have a current finish.
Yeah, miraculously, there is a current finish. Although it's not, it's finished, but it's not. And what I mean by that is I have some tails that I need to tuck in the back. But I finished, this is with my needle and thread, Peter and Peep.
Adorable.
And this is Peter 3.0 now. Because last we left you.
What did you change?
This, it was done in the color Celadon, which was not the called for color. I only had one skein, and so I didn't have enough to do this one over here. So I ordered another skein of Celadon, and I had it all stitched. Because, you know, no two colors of green are the same in nature. It made me crave after dinner mints. Because it was that kind of very pale, weak green, and then brown. It looked awful. And what bothered me wasn't that it was the same color. It's that I didn't like the color.
Oh.
So in true Jane form, I tore all of it out. And I restitched it in something I already had, which was Weeks Dye Work Moss.
Okay.
So Beverly, I'm not ignoring you really your request for the color conversion, but I wanted to finish it to see what happened with the other leaf and that stalk, so I could include that. And I can't find my book that has it in. I think it avalanched behind something, or it's in the basement. So that's my finish.
It's beautiful.
He was a lot of fun.
Well, and she told me, you know that leaf thing? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, I took it out. I go, you just put it in. Well, I took it out. I didn't like it. And I'm like, okay. Well, and she said, even though it doesn't match the other one, I like this color green better.
Yeah.
And when you put that much work into something,
and that
you
was
have
my
to
thinking.
Like it.
I'm not gonna stitch it again. I really, really like it. It's probably something that I would have up year round. That's how much I like it. So I want to be able to look at it and not have something nag me. And I don't know. I couldn't have lived with it.
Do you find what I do in my very full head is sometimes if I don't change it, and I think I'll just live with it how minor it is, that if you go to show somebody, you'll go, oh, look at this, I did this, but I should have changed this, but I changed the color and I didn't like it. And that factor is in a lot of crafting that we do. Everybody is so blown away by it, but in your mind you're going, but I didn't like that, you know.
Yeah.
So you can't put that much work into something and not be thrilled with the way it is.
I love it. After I redid that side and I showed it to Mick, he's like, are you going to rip out the other side now?
Okay.
And I was like, no, I really like it. And then I had to look at it 3 or 4 more times over the next few days going, do I really like it? And finally I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
I like it.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. They complement each other. And like you said, it's not the same in nature.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I do. I love it. You know that's my favorite piece anyways. I still have it up. I still have Easter eggs up. Haven't done any. Oh,
well, and I made a decision, you know, the pattern calls for these little, I don't need to hold it up for that. It calls for these little 4 stitches that almost make like a cross in a white color. And because I'm using such a light colored fabric, I'm not really sure that it would have added anything. So for now, I'm leaving it.
They just kind of peppered like tiny little snow glitzes.
Yeah.
Even though it's not snow, but that's what it resembled.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave it for now. And if later I decide I really would think it would enhance the texture, I'll put them in before I frame it. So.
Cool. Beautiful.
Plenty of time. Thank you. Yeah.
I love it. I just have to go back for a second. You know, I'm working on, where is it? This, Schoolhouse. I'm using red 103 silk. I wanted to tell you, since I'm new at that I made an error and I had to take out a lot. You know how with floss you can pick it out and then you can at least reuse some of the floss? You can't with silk.
Not with silk.
No. I'm new to it, so you probably knew that. But as I'm pulling it out, it's just making a corkscrew. Like, if you make a mistake as you're stitching, like, oh, that's over one thread and I take it out, you can. But once that was like stitched for a day and a half, you couldn't. So I just wanted to mention that for those of you who might be new to it like me, that was like, wow, those were just all little curlicues in a pile. Counting. Who'd have thought?
You know how I feel about red?
Yeah.
But I might actually have to get this and stitch it because I just think it's beautiful.
Well, I have plenty of fabric for red. Because, you know, I only needed like at most a third of a yard, so of course by a yard.
Well, you're there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, you never know.
I'm so excited. It's beautiful.
Yeah, but I just wanted to mention that because this whole silk thing is new to me and I'm really looking forward to and trying very hard not to start that sampler with the black 103 silk. Yeah. I just can't. Maybe now if things settle down, once all the plants are in the ground and they're on their way growing, then I can feel like I can.
And you're tending instead of making the garden?
Yes. And re-landscaping and everything else we decided to do. So
what about you? Do you have finishes?
I do have just one that I took off my wall. I did it several years ago and it's out of this book called another one, Fine Collection, Blackbird.
I've looked everywhere on the secondary market for it. You can't even find it.
No, but I have a copy so you can use it anytime you want. I did one, even though it's May, I wanted to show June berries. Now let me get this straight. There. June berries.
Oh, it's beautiful. And that frame.
I know the frame.
It's amazing. Wow.
I just love frames. Yeah, the frame was perfect for it. It's stitched, I'm sure, on a 32 count fabric of something or other. Don't know. That was before we were doing this where I was paying attention to anything.
Beautiful.
And the called for fibers, which I'm sure are weeks and samplers.
Sure. Fancy floss.
It's on the wall behind Tom's chair. I just love it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it just makes me smile. So that's how like I said, I still have Easter out in my house. Every morning.
Humanity.
I've got a antique glass, that white hobnail bumpy. It's a planter actually on my toilet tank with marble eggs. Julie, it's May 20 whatever, 7th, 20 whatever we are. I'm like,
we still have plenty of bunnies in our backyard.
Yeah, oh
Tis
gosh,
still the season.
yeah. So that'll happen
You're okay.
after my garden gets in. Then I'll change to my Americana.
Yeah.
So I wanted to share, if I could, before a little hardanger. Every time I have a surge of orders, I go back and re-inventory because my computer's been kind of finicky with quantities.
It's been fritzy.
Yeah, fritzy. And so I had to delete some items because when they're done, if it's a kit. But I had 2 kits that I wanted to kind of highlight that I still have some left of. And these are scissor fob kits. And they have everything in them that you need, including the scissor. This scissor happens to be like a hedge trimmer. It is so cool.
See, I don't have this one.
You don't have, you have the kit.
No.
Yes. We'll check the box after school. Roll the tape. I think you probably have 2 of them now.
No, but you know, when my sister was here, we cleaned out some of those cubes in that thing, and I found the Valentine's Day one on banding.
Oh, well,
The pink one.
that's good.
Yeah, look at the
Yeah.
hedge.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah.
So there's that one. That's called the birdhouse.
Super fun.
And then this one is Today I Shall Stitch. This is my shameless plug for my designs, but I love the colors on that
I
one.
do too.
And that has thimble fabric. And then the scissor fob, this scissor doesn't come with this one, but the scissor fob
Oh, those
is a
colors
thimble.
together are great.
A thimble to go with the thimble fabric. So I just wanted to show you
2 of my
that.
favorites. And the color of that ribbon.
Yeah,
Oh.
it's so bright. Fun to do.
Oh, and look at
and
that
all
adorable button.
the finishing instructions are and everything are included in the kit as well. So it's a quick stitch,
Love
a
it.
fun finish. So thank you for letting me share.
And if you're
that.
worried about doing the ruching, go back and watch Delightful Details #1.
Oh yes.
Where Julie shows all of us how to
We
do the
did.
ruching.
We did ruche. So let me see. Turn the page. Hardanger. Did you have any hardanger?
No. But my plan is Monday is going to be Sophie Day.
Okay.
So it'll be Hardanger Day. So I'll have some to show next time. Unless, so I kitted up 3 blackbird things. And I want to have a consult with you while we're uploading to see if
I
it's
see
okay.
the stuff over
Yeah,
there.
to see if you're okay with the fabric choices. Because sometimes there's such a thing as too many choices. And I said too many choices. But everyone, I did use a piece of the Seraphim fabric that I showed in episode for the Fabric Lusa. And so I'm kind of excited about that.
I can't wait to see him. I don't know. Can I just ask? Is this Yellow Submarine one of them? I wanted to do. Tell him what it is.
It's there was a series that was based on Beatles songs. So there's Yellow Submarine, Eleanor Rigby, Strawberry Fields, Blackbird, and The Long and Winding Road.
By
So-
Blackbird.
by Blackbird Designs. And so the Yellow Submarine is one that I really wanted to start. My daughter, Evie, had a Yellow Submarine lunchbox that they used to keep all of their writing supplies in. And so I want to do it for Evie. I'll show it next time whether I started or not.
Okay, because now I want to pull fabric too. We can do that a stitch along.
Okay.
Stitch together.
Stitch it later.
Yeah. But my reason for doing the Yellow Submarine is that's where I met my guy. The Yellow Sub was a bar in a bowling alley in Hopkins 45 years ago, and that's where we met. And so when that pattern came out, I'm like, I've got to do that. I've got a glass blown Yellow Submarine Christmas ornament on our tree, so I really wanted to stitch that and just have it be one of my everyday things. So I'm anxious to see what fabric she chose, because I've seen it stitched on many different stitchers have done different things with it, with colors. So way cool.
So no hardanger heaven from me today, but it looks like you have something up your
Well,
sleeve.
I asked her if I could share something for hardanger, because real overload on hardanger in my brain lately. Okay, so again, going through my inventory, I realized that I had some kits, and the reason why these are kits is these are Austrian runners that were from Brunnerhaus. Now, June Brunner was the vendor in the United States, and I had designed these using her runners that she had brought back. So the runner looks like this. See, just it's pre-edged, and this one happens to be a 28 count, probably it's an even weave.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it really is, equivalent to a Lugana or a Joblin. Yeah. So this is how the runner comes. And then what I did is I created, and I think I may have showed this on another video briefly episode, but I created the Katie runner, plain wrapped bars.
Beautiful.
But the simplicity is really stunning and kind of mimics the lace edge. So that's called the Katie, and it's white. Using pearl cotton number 8 and 12 comes in the kit along with the runner. Then this is the June that I did not only for June Brunner, but my mother's name was Erlyn June, and Bella's name is Isabella June. So this one, Jean, is done with pearl cotton number 3. Look at how heavy it is.
Look at the texture.
Because I believe this is, I don't know if it's an 18 count or a 14 count, but it's number 3 pearl cotton.
I think probably a 14.
Yeah, and with number 5. But here's again, the edged pre-finished runner, and then the cut work pattern. Very simplistic, but just makes, and doesn't this have a heavy texture to it?
It's very substantial. I love it.
And Jean said, I don't think I've ever seen the June. And I said, well, then I'll bring that.
I've seen the Katie. I have the Katie.
And there's one also that's called Simply Natural. That is a 3-panel woven one on a Cairo runner. I think that's how you pronounce it. So those are on my website as well. So those kits kind of need a home.
And you know,
if anyone's interested in venturing out into something a little bit different.
And the price of the kit would be worth it alone for the runner. You could always cross stitch something on it in addition to hardanger.
Yeah, or I didn't get that loaded on, but I think I do have some extra of the 28 count white ones that if you're just interested in the runner for strictly a cross stitch piece, you can just send me an email. And we can talk about that if you want. But excellent. I just wanted to get some of these, you know, I will always carry, as long as I have the ability, my teaching things. But these special kits, when they're gone, they're gone. And so that I wanted to share that. I also wanted to share that I talked with Justine from Welcome Stitchery. Hi, Justine. That was a wild phone call. We had so much fun. And I am also working on a new beginning hardanger class. The class dates have been set. So I will announce the class dates of where I'll be teaching and when I show the finished piece.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I kind of am too. So, but
nice.
Yeah. So did you have any delightfuls?
I have no delightful deliveries.
No delightful deliveries.
No.
Oh, Jane.
Well, that's a lie.
Yeah,
I have one delightful delivery. So, I really like these floss drops.
Mm-hmm.
They're from GW Stitch and Depot on Etsy.
And will you link them below?
I will link them below. Gail has made an update, and if you can see that tiny little hole right here, she made it bigger.
Oh, okay.
And so I ordered a few of those just to see what they were like.
And that tiny little hole is for your
if you have
process
one thread,
working thread.
Yeah, if you have one thread left.
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe it'll show it better on a piece of fabric.
Or the black, yeah.
So
if you just have one, because your thread is 6 strands. Yeah. So if you've got 2 strands,
I just take my needle and put it under one thread and pull it out, but I don't always use
the full thing.
And I don't want to waste
an
entire length just because I did 2 stitches. So those came this morning, and so I opened those right before you came.
Okay.
And the oval's a little bigger. It looks really cool. I'll link her below.
Please.
And I will link R&R Woodworks KY Kentucky below as well, so you can take a look at the floss winders and the beautiful scissor holders and chart holders, and there are quilt weighty blocky things, and there's just a ton of stuff.
Well, I didn't get all that much because I didn't even have time to sit, let alone shop. But I do have a few that I got last time when I kind of overbought that I'd like to share. I also
excuse me,
wanted to just, I guess, express my frustration when I'm creating this new design that is not white on white, typical hardanger. I'm using, I will tell you this, country vintage Mocha, which I happen to love that fabric, and we're gonna, I'm creating a design with that. Try finding pearl cotton that color. That's the thing with hardanger. You have to have a pearl cotton that goes with the fabric.
Your choices are limited by the pearl cotton.
And I'm working on a 25 count. A lot of logistics. I didn't want number 5. I wanted number 8. Well, then maybe I'll get number 5, but it didn't come in number 8. I really was stumped on what color. So I sat and did a little cluster block sample in I think 8 different colors to choose. I was working out of my floss box. Then I found one I liked and I went to order it from the wholesale. Oh, it doesn't come in that. They've narrowed the colors down so much. So I did get pearl cotton as a delightful delivery, which was very delightful for me because now I can start the model. I am in love with this 7mm silk ribbon. I bought this color to go with the red school. So many months have I said that. So this matches. This is cocoa, but it's red. So then when I went to order more, I thought, well, I'm going to get more black, and I'm going to get a blue.
Pretty.
Because that red 2023 red smalls that I got last week, the publication. I think I might do some of the red smalls, but I'll ruche them in blue for patriotic. And then I got this color, which, believe it or not, this is apricot.
And it's a beautiful butter yellow.
Yeah. I thought would go well with some of the tan fabrics that maybe we'll use one in the red sand, the nice little red thing. So I mean,
wow,
that was really fun. This is from Threads and Fabric Art Supplies Inc. And I got them on Amazon. Because 7mm ribbon is hard to find. Plenty of 4s, but I like the wider 7mm for ruching, especially if you're doing a pillow or something that's not small like an ornament. So maybe we could put that link down below.
Yeah.
So, and then the little things that I have are, Jane and I have been talking about this now that it's flag season.
Yeah, I mean, I already want to stitch fall and patriotic.
Well, we talked about this last time. Please, do you think I can start this?
Yes, why not?
On top of everything else.
Well, I'm going to start 3 blackbird design.
This is flag, flock, and sheep keep. I just love that. So maybe when we're looking at your pips, we can talk about maybe what color fabric.
Yeah.
Because I want to make sure that white sheep shows up. And then I had these. They are by Erica Michaels, which is, I know she's been designing it's been designed for quite some time, but I've not ever bought any.
Oh, how cool is that?
But look at Lucky Berry.
Oh, I really like that.
And then I got the Quaker Berry. Red.
Yeah.
But you could do this in any color. You could do that in blue. And with my blue thing. And then the Sunshine Berry.
Oh, I love sunflowers.
But wouldn't they look cute on a little, either in a bread bowl, dough bowl, or in one of my silver.
Yeah. Or for those of you that have
plates.
They almost look like jewelry stands, you know,
the
metal.
little tees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think I'm drawn, why I was looking at these and bought these, is I'm drawn to some small things because I just have those huge pieces.
It seems endless.
Yeah, and when Come Said the Wind is over, then we're going to have to go downstairs into the family room so I can work on the
Spring at Hawk Run Central.
Spring at Hawk Run, that camp. Headquarters. What did I call it? Base camp. It's all set up. And I walk by it and I feel sad every time, like I need to be doing that. So, but yeah, that's not much.
I love that flag flock.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to dig mine. What am I doing?
Well, I just need more time. You know, we used to go to the granary over here in Richfield. There was a woman that had this antique place.
It was glorious.
Oh, Grandma Carrie. When I talked to that, Catherine just went, she gave me ginger cookies. I said, if you were good, a good girl for Mama to look.
Such a sweet lady.
Grandma Carrie would give her a ginger snap that probably had been there for 10 years. Do ginger snaps ever get old? But she would be just, can't touch. You can look with your eyes, can't touch with your hands. She was always so good. Anyways, totally forgot where I was going with that story. And you can't even help me out because you don't know either. Oh, I remembered. This is how my life has been. Laugh with me, people, because I'm horrified right now. I said there are just not enough hours in the day. And she said to me, she a wise old woman said, I used to think that too, until I realized for people who are in pain or who are sad or are lonely, the day can't be over soon enough. And every time I've been finding myself saying that lately, oh, there are not enough hours in the day. I take a breath and then I realize I have all the hours I need. What I get done, and what I don't will be there tomorrow.
Yep. Give
God
yourself
willing.
some grace.
Yep.
Yep. Exactly.
So, but I pause remembering her saying that to me as a young mother, you know, where you felt invincible, that you have to get everything done, you know, so I don't know. All right, that's it?
I think that's it.
It's still Saturday?
Yes, time for lunch.
Oh, yes. Lunch and pipping.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, so thanks everybody for joining us today. Yeah. If you're a first-time viewer and you made it to the end, God bless you. If you liked what you saw, then hit the like button and subscribe and tell a few other friends. For all of our returning viewers, thank you so much. It's good to see you again. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, and we will celebrate our 1-year Flosstube anniversary.
Yes.
Between now and the time we see you again.
It's my birthday.
And it's Julie's birthday month.
So we have lots of fun things to share.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, I know.
Yeah. Stay tuned, y'all.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So until then, always remember to give yourself one more day. Just one more. The darkness is not a forever thing. I promise you it's not. So give yourself another day and then another day after that. And let's pinky swear that we will all string one more days together until we meet back here. And until then, Julie and I, we wish you nothing but the best. Health and happiness and the abundance of all of the things that make you happy. So until next time, take good care, everybody, and happy stitching. Bye.
Bye. Like bouncing heads.
Like the Stepford Wives.
Oh.